Hey guys, welcome to another video, non-primitive data type in Go. In our last video, we discussed what is data type and what various data types we can use in Go language. According to that, we have classified the data types in two categories. First is primitive and second is non-primitive. Primitive data types are already defined by Golang creators, and with the use of primitive data types, we programmers create non-primitive data type. We have already covered primitive data types in our last video that covers Boolean, numeric, string, error, and in this video we are going to cover non-primitive data type that are classified as pointer, array, structure, slice, map, and channels. Let's start with pointers. Pointers can be considered as a container that is used to store an address of any variable. This variable can store any type of value, integer, float, string, or we can say that this variable can be any of primitive data type. Suppose here we have a variable named value that contains a value 10, and here we have a pointer add, and this pointer is storing the address of variable value. Here we can see that this pointer is storing an address of value variable. In general, we have two operators that are used with pointers. First is asterisk, that is used to get the pointer's underlying value, and second is ampersand, that is used to get the memory address that is stored by a pointer variable. We can get it with another example. Here we have an integer variable a that is containing the value 44, and here we are declaring a pointer b that is of type integer. The pointer is of type integer, that means it will hold the address of any integer type variable. And now here we are trying to store the address of variable a to pointer b. Now if we get the value of this pointer b, we will get the value stored at the address a, that is 44. Let's see the implementation of pointers in Go. So here I am taking a variable a that is of type string, and here I am trying to assign a value erratic coder. Now I am taking a variable, this is the declaration of pointer, where the name of the pointer I am keeping here is str underscore pointer. Now I am taking the pointer of type string. To indicating that this is a pointer variable, I am using asterisk here. In this pointer, I am trying to store an address of this variable a. Now I am trying to print the value of this pointer. And run this program. So here value of the pointer is this. What is this? This is an address of variable a. And if I get the value of ampersand of pointer, okay, I will keep it separate. So the address of this pointer is this, and the value of this pointer is this. That is basically an address of variable a. Now if I find the value stored in the address that is dictated by this pointer, so it is erratic coder. So here what we are doing, we are taking a variable a that is of a string type variable, and in this variable we are trying to store the value erratic coder. Here we have taken a string type pointer that is storing an address of variable a, Now here I am printing the value of this pointer. Value of this pointer is basically an address of variable a, and the value at the address that is stored in this pointer, that means value of variable a, that is erratic coded. Coming to next non-primitive data type, that is array. As pointers are used to store an address, arrays are used to store same type of element. That means an array either can store collection of integers or the collection of floating point numbers or collection of strings or the collection of any kind of particular data type. Suppose I have 5 elements in an array that are 20, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. Then we can access those elements by their index, and the index of that particular element is starts from 0. Here we cannot say that if an array has 5 elements, then the index of those numbers would be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. No, it would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we can say that index of arrays starts with 0. Let's see the declaration of arrays in Go. Here I am declaring an array named ARR that would be of type integer. Here square brackets dictates that this variable is declared as a array. Now here I will give the size of this array, keep it as 5. That means this array can hold 5 values. Now I am storing the value at its first index with 13 and value at second index is 16. Printing this array, run. So here we can see at first index we have stored the value 13. Here is 13. At second index value is 16 we are storing here. So 0, 1, 2. At second index we have a value 16, but on first, third, fourth and fifth index we have not stored any value. So here the value is 0. 0 is the default value of integer data type. Suppose I keep it as a string and I store the value ABC at first index, DEF at the second index, and now if I run the program, now you will see that at first, third and fourth index it took the default value of string data type, that is blank. Next non-primitive data type is structure. As we use classes in Python or Java, in the same way we are going to use structures in Go language. Difference is in classes we have a concept of inheritance, but with structures we do not have anything like that. As we saw that arrays are used to store the similar kind of data elements. With structures we are creating a new type by using multiple data types. Let's see the declaration of structures in Go. Here we are creating a new type, employee, that is basically a type of structure, and here we are going to define multiple data type values as name, that is of type string, and employee code, that would be of type integer. So here by using multiple data types string and integer we are creating a new type, and that new type is employee, that is basically a type of structure. Now I will create a variable that would be of type employee, where the name of the variable is struct var, that is of type employee. Now I am storing the value in this variable as this variable is this data type consists of name and the employee code. So here I will give the name as name is Rajat, and the employee code I am giving is 345. Print the value of this structure variable run. Okay, we have to mention that the complete value is of type employee. So the value of this variable is Rajat space 345. Suppose we have another value here called city, that is again of type string. So instead defining it separately, as we have already defined a string data type here, we can combine it and we can mention as name and city, that would be of type string. Now if I run the program, it will throw the error because here we are using too many values, but here I am giving only two values. So I have to provide another value here, city. Let's say city is Delhi. Now it is fine. I have to maintain the order of the values according to the variable we are declaring in this structure. As I have declared name, city and then the employee code, in the similar way I will provide the value name, city and then the employee code. It is necessary to break the order, then we can define the values as name, that is Rajat, and here employee code, that is 345, and city is Delhi. Now you can see we are getting the correct value. So if you are not maintaining the order, you have to provide the variable name here, that is name, city and employee code. If you do not want to mention the variable name, then maintain the order. So this is the basic concept of structure in Go. Next non-primitive data type is slice. Slices are a subset of arrays. Suppose if an array has 5 elements, then we can fetch out some of array elements into the slice. And here we can create a slice named SLC that will contain some values of array. Here I can provide the index. First is the start index. Suppose I keep it 1, and this is an end index. I'm keeping it as 5. So at first index I have a value 2 and at the fifth index I have a value 6. So here it will provide me the values 2, 3, 4, 5. From start index, that is 1, to the last index minus 1, that is 5 minus 1, 4. So it will provide the value from first index to fourth, that is 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here I am printing the value of array. Array is ARR, and printing the value of slice. Slice is SLC. Okay. Yep. So the value of array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that we have declared here, and the value of slice is 2, 3, 4, 5. That comes within first and fifth index. So it will provide the value from first index to fourth index. Suppose if I want to get the value from first index to fifth index, then I will put here 6 as a last index value. Basically slice is nothing but this is a part of an array. Next data type is map. User defined data type that is used to store the values in the form of key value pair. We can consider a telephone directory as an example, where a particular phone number is assigned to a specific person, or we can consider it as a collection of pin code where a particular pin code is assigned to a specific zone. Let's see how can we use map in Go. I'm taking a variable named map where, and to declare maps we are using make keyword so that the compiler will identify that the declaration is of map. And here I am giving the type of keys I will have. Suppose I am keeping it as a string, and the type of value. So the value would be of integer type here. Let's print this map. Map where. Okay. So here you will see that this is a blank map. So in Go language, if we do not have any key in map variable, it will be empty. It will be null here. Let's define any key in this map variable. Map where we can access the key with the square brackets. Here the name of the key is key1 and the value is 45. Because we have declared the type of the values it will have is integer. So we have to keep it as integer. So in this map we have a key that contains a value 45. Let's define another key, key2, that will contain value as 450. Here is the output. Now let's take an exceptional case where I am taking key as an integer and the value as a string. So it will throw an error that cannot use 450 as an integer and cannot use 56 as a type of string, because we have already mentioned the type of keys and the values here, that we have to keep keys as a string and the values in the form of integer. This way we can use map in Go language. Next and last non-primitive data type is channel. Go language comes with the concept of channels that are basically a connector between two or multiple Go routines. These connectors are used for the communication purpose. We can use connectors to put any value and to get any kind of the value from a channel. We can put any type of value, integer, string, floating point, to a channel and get that value from a channel in another Go routine or anywhere in our program. Let's see the declaration of channels in Go. We have a variable chanVar. We are declaring channels with the use of make keyword chan, and that channel would be of type integer. That means it will carry the integer type of the values here. We can put any value or we can send any value to a channel by using this operator. Here I am sending 56 value to a channel, and we can fetch the value from a channel to any variable. Suppose I am taking a variable a, and here I am getting the value from a channel by using this operator in this way. So this is the way to use channels in Go. We can declare any channel, and by using these statements or by using these operator, we can send any value to a channel and we can get any value from a channel into a variable. So this is all about Golang data types. You can get the documentation of Golang data type from the description. I have mentioned the link, and there you can find the complete code we have executed while learning the data types here. See you all in our next video. Stay tuned. Thank you.